YouTube this afterwards, okay? I will tell you that this year, 2018, because this is new for our team, in case you didn't know, look, we're in the top 100. Our team is in the nation. We were number 65, I think, last campaign. In the nation, out of all these hundreds of thousands of teams and reps, you guys rock. I would love to tell you it's me. It's not me. It's all y'all. So last year, our team did 1.7 million.
One moment, I'm going to get you both over together to a coordinator. Give them that number, and they will activate the gift for you, okay?
Okay.
Wow, what was that?
Awesome. So before I do that, Kevin, Miss Butts, do you mind me asking your first name just so I can add it to Kevin's entry?
It's okay. Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, Marie, you're on.
All right. So, Marie, where's the last vacation you and Kevin have taken?
Okay, we're going to mute that so I can't hear Marie's other conversation. She's listening. When you're done, I can unmute you. So 1.7 million, that's huge. We have last count 747 representatives on our team across the U.S. We have reps in every state of the union. That has been one of my goals. So we got one in Alaska. We have a few in Hawaii. Actually, I have two in Alaska, but we have a few in Hawaii. So it's kind of great. I've been doing this for all of you who haven't joined me before. Almost 14 years. Will be 14 years in April that I've been doing this business. Got into it thinking I would just earn a little bit of money because I was a hot mess, had 2 jobs, wasn't making any money, needed to make some more money, single mom, and it was crazy. And I said, I love Avon. Maybe I can do this. And before I knew it, it definitely developed into, instead of just a buyer's passion, it was, wow, I love this. There's got to be more people like me. So let me share this. And maybe I can find some customers, because where I worked, I wasn't finding no customers because I was the only one in the office. So that wasn't going to work for me. So I had to give out brochures and I had to follow up. So, so week 1, we're starting like the beginning. We're going to start with, whether you've been in this 4 campaigns already or 6 campaigns, or maybe you've been in this a couple of years, but you're like, I just need to pick up some other things. 2018 is a year for me that I've opened up new training to everybody and called it New Rep Training and a Refresher Course. So maybe you're going to learn something you didn't know when you started. Maybe you're going to learn something that's going to make your business easier. Maybe you're going to figure out how to take something I show you and put it into the practice of your business so it makes it easier. You feel like you're getting more results. Some things I'll share with you, you'll say, no, you know what, that's not working for me. That's not where my life is. I'm not going to be able to do that. That doesn't mean you can't be successful. What that means is there are many, many ways that you can be successful in this business. There are many, many practices to be successful in this business. You've got to figure out by trying these things what's going to work for you. The one thing I can tell you is you're going to need to try them more than once or twice or 3 times. You're going to have to be proactive. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Staying in that little comfort zone has really got you where you're not making what you want to make and you was looking for something else. So we're hoping to get you out of it, but get you in a place where you're like, I can do this. I have found my mojo. So tonight, what we're going to talk about, also for leaders that are on the call, which right now, Brenda Lloyd looks like you, and I'll talk to the leaders tonight. We have a call this evening. Everybody is getting a welcome packet from me. Whether you're in my first generation, you signed up directly underneath me, or my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, which simply means you've signed up underneath a leader underneath me. So if you've got a team member who is supposed to start in campaign 8 or further along, 9, 10, 11, whatever we're signing up for, they're going to get a welcome packet from me, and they're going to get the same welcome packet that I send my first generation who sign up directly underneath me. So some of the things, if you're completely new, that you're going to see tonight are going to be things that are coming in your welcome packet. Some of this stuff is going to be in your kit when you receive your kit. We're just going to kind of go over it and figure out, oh, ain't that sweet? Then kissy, kissy, kissy. That's nice. So we're going to find out if
Sorry.
That's okay. I can see everything. See,
Hey, look, we're gonna make some oranges and some water.
So we're gonna figure out how you can use it. We're gonna figure out what's gonna help you become more successful. And when I say more successful, I don't mean you're gonna take this action that I give you, you're gonna do it once, and you're gonna make an extra $300. If you do, I wanna hear about it, okay? I wanna hear about it. But what we're hoping is, what we're gonna go over is gonna give you some new skills, some better skills that are going to help you gain more customers. I have a saying in this business besides onward no matter what, because we got a whole lot of no matter what's in our life, okay? Everything's trying to hinder us from doing what we want to do and being what we want to be, but we've got to, if we want it bad enough, we say onward no matter what. But on my team, I always say slow, steady, and consistent and persistent. If you take those actions, and if you're not looking for bang, I want the quick thing, Molly, this is what I want. I want $400 in my pocket right now, this campaign. You're going to have to work really hard. It's possible, but it's going to take a lot for you to get that. But what I hope is that you'll start with what you have. We're going to see a steady build. And I hope that by the time you get done your Kickstart program where you're trying to earn that 40% on everything, I hope that you're able to say, I'm further along now than I was when I first started. If not, you truly need to examine where you're at, what you're doing, what you're not doing, how much time are you putting into this, what skills are you taking and applying, and what are you letting scare you? That's a huge one. And you'll find that whenever I talk about stuff like that, I'm talking to you about it because I've been there, because I can't talk about what I don't know. I know it appears that I have probably never been scared to do anything in this business. Not true. I had this big, massive comfort zone, and I was very, very comfortable in it. And I really didn't want to come out of there. I just wanted to do everything my way. But $53 orders were not doing it for me. They were not making me any money. That's what I knew. So that required me learning that I have never met a stranger. It's okay if they don't want to know me. That's okay. But I'm at least going to reach out, because we don't know if we don't. And how do we reach out? Well, mostly the best way for a representative to reach out is with the brochure. The brochure is your #1 game tool, and it's also the most economical tool that you're going to have. People are going to say, oh, I have this flyer. You're going to get on Facebook and they're going to say, this is going to bring you lots of people. But what I find is people like something that's in their hand. Now, if you have online shoppers who just love online shopping, and that's how they have no problem going through brochures like that, again, you're still getting the brochure in their hand. It's key, because if they don't know what's out there, how in the world are they going to be interested buying with us? Okay, so that's going to be the #1 thing. So let's talk. Okay, so let's kind of I guess we're going to take the shaking of heads. Brenda, you ain't got to participate in this. I know how long you've been in. But what we're going to say is there's also a chat box if you're like not on here video. And by the way, if I can look like this on video, y'all can come by video too. Do you see this hair all over the place? I did slap a little makeup on because I didn't want to scare you, because it could have been very scary about 20 minutes ago, just saying. But what I'd like to know is just how long have you been with Avon? And when I say how long, I mean, how many campaigns have you been? Let's say, who has been in either 0, you haven't placed your first order yet, to 3 campaigns. Do we have anybody that's that new? Yes. Okay. Mary, love it. Okay. Let me see. We've got something in the chat box here. Let's see what we have. Oh, stop it, Laura. I thought we were going to have a daggone Linda Sousa. Stop. But thank you, but stop. Okay. So anybody who's been in 4 to 8 campaigns, 4 to 8. Yes, Marie, that would be you. Awesome. Okay, Marie,
I'm not really sure.
Is this your first time with me, or is this have you been on my calls before?
This is my first time with you.
I thought so. so, because I didn't see your name on the other list. That's good. Okay, so welcome. So you're really going to benefit from this. Even if you can't benefit live, Marie, I send you a YouTube replay, which is really cool. You'll be able to see exactly what we're seeing here.
Okay.
But this is in your wheelhouse right here, what we're going to be doing. There might be, you may walk away saying, oh, I kind of knew all that. But what I'm hoping is you're going to figure out how you can use some of these things still to your advantage. So, and as we go along, considering this is your first one and it's the first number one, this is where we start out and there's 6 weeks of this. This is good for you. Okay. Okay. So 4 to 8, anybody, I guess everybody else is 8 and more. Yeah. No, Laura, how long have you been on, Laura?
I honestly don't know. I know. I've only put in 2 orders.
No, it's not orders. And let me go ahead and put that definition.
Maybe 3 campaigns.
Okay, maybe 3.
Yes.
Understand Avon's definition of how long have you been on is not how many orders have you put.
Right.
It's how many campaigns have you been a rep. So when they call it an LOA, which is a length of association, you may have put your first order in campaign 6. You may not have placed an order in 7. You may come back and put an order in 8. You were then LOA 3. Okay, see what I'm saying?
Right.
You've got 6, 7, 8. Because you've been in
maybe 4.
Maybe 4. I think maybe 4, Laura.
You have to be quiet.
Okay, so maybe 4. Maybe 4. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I am going to, everybody is muted up again. Okay, so let's get this started. The first thing I want to do is just a little bit of fun here. Okay, a little bit of fun. First of all, for those of you who've been on here, you know the rule. So here's my email, molly7720@gmail.com. That would be your homework. Homework means you have Molly's email and you're going to say, Molly, I was on your training tonight. And when you say that, what you're telling me is you want to be in the raffle for that big old thing of business tools that I send out with extra brochures and book covers and order books and all that good stuff, that you want to be a lucky winner. And the only people who can even be in this drawing are the people who are live right now. They have to be sometime or other on this video. So for all you people who are watching the replay right now, I'm sorry, you got to be live to be on. The mouse has got to be in the house. That's all I got to say about that, okay? So and don't send it to me right now because you never know. Something might jump up to me and I may say, oh, and if you want this, you need to include that in the email. So let's wait. Just hold it, Molly7720. Okay, so we've covered that. So I don't know. Did you guys, I don't know, but I know all of you have been on a lengthy time. So Build Like a Boss, Blab, have y'all gotten this where if you're out there and you're sharing, Laura, the tickets? You haven't heard of the tickets, Laura?
I've heard of them. I had one my last time I sold Avon. I got one, but I haven't seen that this time.
Okay, so wait a minute. So this is what it is. So let me tell you what this is. This is Blab. It's called Build Like a Boss.
Right.
These are like Avon lottery tickets that you can earn, which is awesome. But how do you do that? Well, you're out there sharing what you do. Let's just say you have 3 or 4 customers. You're out there with your brochures. You're delivering your orders. Somebody happens to see an Avon brochure in your hand or a bag that says Avon, and they say, oh, wow, Avon, you sell Avon. And you're like, yeah, I do. And you're immediately, if you're like me, I'm like, would you like a brochure? I have a brochure. I have an extra brochure immediately. And they're like, yeah. And sometimes you'll hear, oh, I sold Avon a long time ago. Or you'll hear, do you have, is it like, do you make any money? And reality for a lot of you on here, because you're new and you're like, I'm waiting to find that out because I just started. But this is what I know. It's a lot of fun because the discounts that you get on your own products, which to me is like number one, I just love it. If you love Avon, you're getting that. But what I love mostly is that this opportunity is open to anybody. So when you hear somebody say, wow, I'd love to go to the movies, but I can't. I don't have the money this week. Maybe in 2 weeks when I get my paycheck. Or you hear somebody say, no, Johnny, we can't go out for pizza. Mom doesn't have the money this week. It's horrible to say that I love to hear those conversations, but I do. I love to hear those conversations because immediately my brain's going, ding, 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 ding. I got something for you, so that you never have to say that again. Where does that come from for me? When I left my first husband in the middle of the night and left my home and took my boys with me, and although I had 2 jobs, full-time job, and then I delivered newspapers in the middle of the night, so I had 2 jobs. For the first few months, I didn't have money to buy my kids pizza. And my kids couldn't have played football if they wanted to because I didn't have the money for it. And they were going to come repossess my van. And I was drowning in debt, a hot mess. If I had thought about what I was doing when I left him, I often say if I had thought about it twice, I probably wouldn't have done it because fear would have factored in. And it did for 17 years because I was married for 17 years. And so I remember me always telling my boys, it won't be this way forever. But we can't get pizza. I can't afford pizza. I can't even take you for a Happy Meal. I can't do that. And I can remember I didn't care what I didn't have, but what I did care is what they couldn't have, because to me that should be the simple things at night. Going to Domino's and getting a $7.99 pizza should not be I can do this or I can make the car insurance because I need that $8. And so I remember, I think about so many people who say they can't. And as far as movies, that was completely out because we all know how expensive it is to go to movies. Oh my gosh. And my kids are like, are you crazy? I have to sneak my own popcorn in because I can't afford their popcorn. That's what I would have said then. And when I hear these, a lot of times when I look at the people who are saying it, to look at them, you would never think that. You look and they have the Gucci purse, and everything is to the T, but they are maxed out on trying to hold that persona of who they are. Or maybe their situation is like mine, and nobody knew from the nice vehicle I had that it was in the midst of being repossessed. It just looked like I have a nice vehicle. And if you got a nice vehicle, you must be paying for it. That was a joke. So I was consistently trying to figure it out. So when I hear these thoughts out loud, I say, man, what if I told you that I had an opportunity for you, that you would never have to say that again to your kid? You never have to say, maybe next paycheck, we can get pizza. What if you could get pizza every night if you wanted to? It becomes boring then, because I can remember the time I could afford it 3 times a week. I said, we can't do this anymore. It's now becoming like something I don't want. But now I can. That is when I offer the opportunity. And, offering the opportunity is very simple. You know that the kits from joining are $25, $50, and $100. And if that person is like, wow, well, I really like Avon, maybe I could. And if they are willing to make that investment of $25, no matter what their reason is, they can go to startavon.com, and it's going to ask them for your reference code. What is your reference code? Your reference code is the last part of your e-store address after the slash. So for me, it's Molly Stone at the end of that. So when somebody says, well, what's your reference code? It's asking me for a reference code. It's Molly Stone all together. So whatever yours is, that's what you would give them. And when you send them to startavon.com, they have to have a reference code. So I've got to be honest, that's on everything I give out, even the brochures. Do you know sometimes you don't have to have a conversation? Sometimes you can just have something on that book, whether it's on your label or what you're writing, or maybe you have a stamp that says join my team, it says startavon.com, and then with your reference code on the bottom. The point is, some people just love Avon so much, they'll do it because they want the discount themselves. So the deal is when you bring somebody in yourself and those people come in and they place a $150 order and they pay for it, then you get an Avon, I call them lottery tickets. And what do you get? Well, you can get an iPhone 10, you can get iPads, you can get hats, you can get trunk organizers. There are so many things that you can get. There are hundreds upon hundreds. They did better this year than last year, and I thought last year was really, really good when they did this. I'm trying to see what it is here. You can have iPhones, $1,000 in cash, $500 in cash. Coolers, Spa Finder gift cards, Town and Country, Amazon Echoes, movie theater packs, RepFest registration. RepFest, you need to go to RepFest. Awesome. There are so many things that you can get, and this is just simply by building your business. So, first of all, I had 2 tickets this last time and finally got the prize. Now, one of them was this awesome Avon hat. And I know Brenda's laughing because Brenda's like, before Molly cut her hair all short, Molly used to wear hats all the time. And I did, not so much with my hair short. But I love this Avon hat. It is, it's embroidered, so you don't have to worry about it coming off. It's soft. It's like already, now you get hats and they're like, gosh, my head's not that stiff. Why are you doing it? No, they were thinking about women when they did this, nice and soft like women. So I thought this was awesome. And then I also got a trunk organizer, which, by the way, booyah, it says Avon on it. This thing is pretty big. I got to tell you, it is pretty big. Look at the inside. I was like, oh, a trunk organizer at first, but then I was like, I got this today. I was like, trunk organizer. I thought maybe I would give it away. I said, no, I'm going to be selfish. I kind of like this. I think I'm going to put this in the back of my van. But I love this because when my van's open and I'm loading up the grocery, I guess you can figure out that the Avon's going to be showing outside. And I think this is a perfect example of being able to kind of advertise your business, and you don't got to say a word sometimes. So this is really, really cool. I know right now you're probably saying, Molly, I'm trying to learn how to sell the product, and you're talking about building a team. I want you to know you're not alone. If you've got people who you think are interested and someone signs on, think about this. They can be part of this too. Don't worry. Mama Molly going to do all the training for you right here every Monday night. You ain't got to worry about that. You can just learn with them. You can do it together and it'll be awesome. Okay. So that in the hat, I was personally hoping for the $1,000. It hasn't happened yet. I'm still working on it. That's all I can say. Okay. So let's talk very quickly. This is what I'm going to do. We talked about Blab. Now I'm going to take you through the beginning here. I am going to, as soon as I make sure this screen is right, I am going to share the screen with you so you can follow along. Some of this is going to go really fast because most of you have been in long enough that you don't need it. So let us see here. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to share the screen. Hold on. Okay, so who can see the screen? Can you see that it's raining swag? Hallelujah. Can you see that? Yay. Shake your heads like you're with me. If you can't, okay, it's got to be you because I see over half can. Okay, so I love this because this is always changing. RepFest. RepFest, what is that? RepFest is our national convention. This year it's in Columbus, Ohio. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what's in Columbus, Ohio. I got some friends up near Columbus, Ohio, but what I love is what they're bringing to us. They're going to have a swag bag that when you register for RepFest and you show up, people say, oh, but Molly, it's this much to go. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. You're getting $150 in product, but that's not the best thing for me. RepFest is going to bring Rascal Flatts to Columbus, Ohio, not because they're going to take us to a concert that we can participate in, because they're coming and giving us our own concert. Yes, that's right. It's going to be just for 10,000 of my Avon family. That is what we're going to have. I am so very excited about this. July 27th through the 29th. We're going to see what's coming out. You get to meet people who are doing everything you're doing. You get to meet people who are beginners like you. You get to meet people who have been in and doing this a long time. If you think we're doing well as a team, you should see the other people you can meet. OMG, I am small potatoes compared to so many people. They just don't love it as much as I do. That's all. So let me move this over here. You see here, most of you have already done this. If it's your first time and you've recently just joined me and you haven't set up your account now, this is where you go. You see your avon.com, and then up here it says, or down here, it says set up your account now. And when you do that, it's going to ask you for your account number, your district number, and your last 4 digits of your social. It will walk you through that. It will help you set up your e-store. It will take you through all the prompts that you need to. And then, what do you mean my internet's unstable? No, it's not. I got the best internet in the business. Thank you very much. I'll put that up there. Okay, so when you log in, where does it take us? Okay, maybe it is unstable. As you can see, it wasn't coming up. It just made a liar out of me. Okay, so then when you come up, this is what you see. You see your Avon. They, of course, have the Aspira line. You're going to see the most recent videos. We just talked about the Build Like a Boss incentive for the tickets, but they have what they call Build Like a Boss workshops, which is free training that you can find a workshop near you. You can sign up for it, and you can go be inspired for sure by reps who are sharing, by Avon Corporate who is sharing. Then over here, I'm going to keep moving this over here, not trying to make you guys dizzy. You're going to see the Avon Beauty Buzz. This is everything that is happening within Avon that they feel like is important enough for you to know. Over here, we talk about customer reports. This is very important. We're not going over this today, okay? But this will come when we start talking about actually placing your orders. This tells you how many orders you already have in your order cart that you have either placed or a customer has asked for personal delivery and they have placed it in your cart. This is, of course, where you go to do your returns. There's other ways to get there. If your order's been placed, you can track your orders. This is where we place new orders. Now, when I think about, I don't know how many of you that are on here, because most of you, before I decided to do these welcome packs for everybody, and a lot of people who are on here are in my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th gen, and not my 1st. So if you've gotten a packet from me, that's great, but what I'm going to do is show you that if you have a new team member that you bring in and you start your team or you're adding to your team, that again, one of the promises you'll get from me is that your new representative is never going to just sit there alone. And as far as your mentors go that are below me, it's the same thing. You may be in business for yourself, but you never buy yourself in this business, at least not when you're on Team Onward. That's for sure. You never buy yourself. So for me, what kind of stuff am I giving them? It will change as things go. It will change according to what incentives are out that are given by Avon. Some things that aren't changing right now are like the Kickstart program. This is one of the things that you probably saw. Maybe you weren't too sure about it. But the flyer, of course, looks, we're going to stop this share for just a second. Okay, I'm going to come back here. So the Kickstart program, you should have gotten this flyer in your box. And if you didn't and you're getting a welcome packet from me, you're going to get it in there too. Kickstart is all about new representatives. So if you've been on 8 campaigns or longer, this is already expired for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But this talks about how you can continue to make 40% on everything for you know, a lot of campaigns, if you think about it. I don't know too many companies that do this. I mean, for 8 campaigns, technically, you have the ability to put in orders if you put in, if your order is the right amount, and you can make 40% on everything. And I got to tell you, even now, me, who's been in almost 14 years, I don't make 40% on everything. So my deal is, why wouldn't you take advantage of this and trying to get more customers? Because I wish they put me back on the Kickstart program. Just saying, I'd like to make 40% on everything. Now you will have the ability to make 40% on almost everything except home and fashion. And that's the easiest way to talk about it. If it's clothes, if you're wearing it, if it's for your home. The only thing that doesn't include is jewelry. All your jewelry, of course, is part of the 40%. You have the ability to make that. If you're President's Club or above, if you make that, you have the ability to make up to 50% then. But you got to make President's Club in order to put in that extra 10%, and you have to have orders to support it. So your first order, when you come on, I guess you saw Avon said, you can put in any size order. And we're going to give you 40% on everything. And you're like, well, woohoo, I can do that. Yeah, you can. But I got to tell you, what normally happens is this. You know that old saying, hindsight's 20/20? Normally what happens is you look back and go, man, I wished I had done more than that $64 order, because had I put in a $364 order, what would I have made then? That's normally what happens. This is why we're having new rep calls, because I want people to know before they put in that first order what they have the ability to do. But what I like is this, even if it is a $100 order that you put in, and I don't know what all your orders were off the bat, but $100 and to make 40% on everything, that's pretty good. I mean, okay, you take your shipping off of there because you get charged the shipping fee, and you probably bought some brochures and you take that off of there. But that's something that most reps in the world before this Kickstart started did not have the ability to do. There were other things they had to do in order to make a larger percentage like that. So your first campaign, no matter what your order is, 40%. Your second order, which again, we just talked about, how long have you been with Avon? Length of association. So maybe your second one, you didn't put in an order. Your second order with Avon, the requirement was the order has to be $150 or more. If your order is $150 or more, you're guaranteed 40% on everything. Okay, now, where a lot of mistakes are made is that somebody doesn't put, we're gonna say 7. Campaign 7, you put in any size order. That was your first campaign. Second campaign should have been 8. But for whatever reason, you didn't place an order in 8. But in your mind, you're thinking, well, that's okay. I'm gonna place an order in 9, and that's gonna be my second order. No, Avon views that as your third order. You didn't put in the order, but the campaigns remain the same. So the first 8 campaigns is what this is all about. Second order, your order had to be $150. Your third order, it had to be $200. Now what happens with this is Avon raises it $50 each campaign up to your 7th campaign. Yeah, up to your 7th campaign. So I love this because I'm like, okay, this is cool. Where should I be in my 7th campaign? Well, Avon says if you're out there sharing your brochures and you're out there attempting to get more customers every campaign, and if you could really increase your customer base every campaign by 2 to 3 people, you technically should not have any problem with these numbers. Here's the problem. You have 4 people who want to order from you in the first campaign. They're so supportive, they actually order from you in the second campaign. But here comes the third campaign. And they're like, girl, I know you want me to support you, but I don't want anything and I don't need anything. And you're like, oh no, because you know the goal that you have to meet. You know you need a $200 order in your third campaign. You are at $78. What are you going to do? Well, what you need to do is you need to be talking to some people that you didn't talk to before. Some people say, oh, I don't really know anybody. You know, I beg to differ with you. pick up your cell phone. Look at all those contacts you have in there. I don't know anybody who has under 50 to 100 contacts. And yes, I do mean your doctor's office, your lawyer's office, your bank, anybody you've yelled at about something, you know, your teachers, taking the kids to school. Walk in that office, park the car this time, take a couple of brochures into the office and say, no, my kid's not in trouble today, but I want to hand you an Avon brochure. And you know what? I always say something like, and if your order's $25 or more, I'm going to give you 10% off your order. But Molly, that's coming off my commission. I know, but the more people who hear it, the more people going to order from you, and maybe they were going to spend $25, but because you've given them 10% off, now they're going to spend $50 because they like the idea of getting $5 off. And who cares if you sacrifice 10%? Because if it helps you build a bigger order, if it helps you get more customers, because they're like, I have the most awesome representative. She gave me 10% off. And then you got some lady who goes, wait a minute. I got a lady who's been my Avon rep who had a bad attitude for the last 4 years. And she ain't never given me, she ain't even dropped a lip balm in my order. Thank you very much. And you're like, no, you need to hook up with my girl. My girl is awesome. I mean, she just did that right. I didn't have to do nothing but place an order. I have to tell you, you will be surprised if you're out there servicing your people and you are giving them something. And no, I'm not telling you to give them $20 and $30. You are in this to make some money, okay? Don't get crazy and give all your money away. Nobody needs customers that way. So just don't do that. You did not hear that from me, okay? I did not tell you to give all your commission away. I said just a little bit, just a little bit. And then I like the whole idea of, if I gave you an extra brochure, I know you work at such and such office. Would you be willing to go share that brochure? And if somebody there orders from me, I would gladly give you 10% off your next order. Or we just shared, was it last week that I shared the Avon dollars? I can't remember, but I had the Avon dollars and I had to send people that say, hey, I'll give you X amount off your next order. And if it's 10% for me, it's kind of cool that people are ordering because they're like, I'm getting an instant coupon whenever this happens. So you have to think about, you are suddenly the seller, you are suddenly customer service. This is your business, so you are everything. You're the packer, you're the orderer, you're the person who makes them smile. You are the Avon representatives. But the only way that you're going to keep up with this Kickstart program is to increase your customer base every single campaign. And it really is doable. It really is doable. Now, if you're just giving the brochures out and you're not getting their information so you can follow up, that can cause a problem. It's very disheartening when I hear somebody say, Molly, I gave out 50 brochures and I didn't get one order. And I guarantee you that at least 10% of the people that you gave a brochure to really wanted to order, but they forgot. And that book is now buried somewhere underneath a newspaper, a kid's project, the dog ate it, whatever it may be, but we forgot to get a way to contact them, whether it's texting, emailing, calling, and just saying, hey, I'm going to put my order in tomorrow. I wanted to see, was there anything I could get you from that brochure? I'm always asking people, can I just get your name and your number? Would love to be able to let you know when my next order is going in so I can check with you. Believe me, more of them say yes than say no. The problem is we're just assuming they're going to say no. We're just assuming that they're going to be like, get away from me. You ain't calling me. I ain't giving you nothing. Forget that. We have that in our heads already. But see, you're not those annoying people the other people that they don't want to give their numbers to. You're cool. You're just calling them, reminding them. You're not going to give them attitude if they don't need anything, but you are going to make sure they get a brochure next campaign. You know, I have probably about, I think Lee tacked it off at a little more than 15% of my customers, and I have over 400 customers. So a little over, I think 15 to 18% are every campaign orderers. Every campaign orderers. But the rest of them are every second to fourth orderer. So do you understand the need to make sure that you're growing your business in this first year? Every single campaign. Don't get crazy. I mean, look, I love the goal of saying I want to grow my business by 10 customers every campaign. That's cool. That's cool. But it's not always going to happen. But if you're out there following up and giving out brochures, or you're out there on social media and you're sharing something about a product that you love, and then somebody's going to say, oh, wow, you're an Avon rep. Do you have a website link? Or sometimes you just provide that website link. If you're out there working this a couple of times a week, I mean, guys, I'm not telling you got to get out there and work this 8 hours a day. If that had been the case, I could have never built my business in the beginning. For the first 6.5 years of my Avon career, I still had other jobs. I still had a full-time job. I still was doing that and building the business because I knew I had to have that other income until I could get this income to be enough or more to satisfy that income. So a lot of people throw the excuse up, well, Molly, it's easy for you to say because you know you're doing this full-time. Not in the beginning, I didn't. I was delivering papers and delivering brochures at the same time. At the stroke of midnight, I was letting everybody know who an Avon rep was or was going to be, or if they wanted me, because I was putting books in driveways. I was putting them in the paper boxes. I was like the thief in the night. People like, where'd that girl come from? Well, at 3 a.m, you don't see me. Your eyelids are closed. So I was there, but I got more customers then. And by the way, more than 98%, almost 99% of my customers never knew me before Avon, ever. They didn't know me. So I'm not the girl who, you know, I had a 60-person base that could just buy from me in the beginning. I had to go build it. But here's what's cool. Avon's giving you the upper hand. Why? Because we're Avon. Because we're over 130 years old. And unless you've been under a rock, everybody knows who we are. So it's huge. So you got to get out there and you got to share it. So your Kickstart goals, if you don't know where you're at, or if you're still in this program, if you haven't even, you're like, I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. I was just putting in orders, trying to figure out what I'm making. I don't know. If you're that person, you need to contact your upline or me if you can't get in touch with them, and let's figure out where you're supposed to be. Look, if you're already through your 7 campaigns, that's okay, because now what we work on is what percentage do you want to make? And what do you have to sell in order to make that? And when you're getting the packet from me, you're going to have that now. So if you have a new person coming on that you're going to bring on your team, you're going to get that packet that says, this is what you're going to make. And let's say you don't make one of the goals. I mean, I got to be honest with you. 7th campaign, $400 order, trying to build. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's easy. It's not. It's not. It's not going to happen if you're buying 10 brochures. Because if you have 4 customers and you have to have a brochure, you have to give 5 brochures, 1 for you, 4 for the other people. You now have 5 brochures to sell. I mean, come on. 5. What are you trying to like grow at the speed of like a snail? We don't need none of that. We need to you can't tell me you want to make money and then not have enough brochures to give people. And remember, with brochures, the more you get, the cheaper they are. So for me, I would be like, how many people am I going to make sure that I encounter? Maybe if you normally get 10, maybe you might say, I'm going to walk on the wild side. I'm going to get 30. I'm going to get 20 extra brochures. What am I going to do? Well, I got to tell you what I did. When I started and I didn't like talking, I cannot believe I shared this stuff with my team. They're all like, you know, you crazy. I have to tell you, okay, I'm going to tell you a story. Here we go. So when I started my Avon business and I have any customers, it was real easy for me to take older brochures. When I had brochures left over, I would wait till I had like a couple of hundred, which may be like 6 or 7 campaigns in, and I would get them all ready to go toss like after I delivered my papers or stuff. Okay, that was real easy because nobody was awake and I didn't have to tell nobody, didn't have to talk to nobody. I could just throw the brochures in the driveway and be like, yes, please bring the customers. And I can remember sometimes in the next 3 days, I would get 4 to 7 people who would call and go, oh my gosh, I lost my brochure. And I thought, this is amazing. People are just calling me and I'm tossing. But then I hit those campaigns where I was doing it and like I could hear crickets. Nobody called me. I don't know if somebody was in there before me. I don't know if they just didn't like me. I don't know if they didn't like Avon, but I got nothing. This is why I only did tossing with older brochures that were expired because I slapped a label on there that said, this is an old brochure. If you'd like to have a new one, please contact me. I would gladly bring you one. And a lot of times they did. But I made a commitment to myself. We talked about that comfort zone, and I know my comfort zone now looks like it's out here, and it is. It's grown, right? But at the time, it was like this big, and the big thing for me was I did not want to talk to nobody that I did not know. I did not want to be that person. I just wanted everybody to ask me. If they asked me, I could talk to them all day long. But if I had to say, hey, I'm a local Avon representative. I was wondering, would you like an Avon brochure? I was so scared to no. I thought I was going to cry if I heard no. I just knew I was going to disintegrate into a pile of just sobby dust or something. I just know I was. So I said to myself, if I'm going to get 100 brochures a campaign, 10 brochures, 10 out of 100, had to be handed to a person with me talking to them. I then designated that activity hand-to-hand combat because it was like combat to me. It was like going to war because I had to get myself out of the car and decide I was going to talk to somebody somewhere. So here I was, 2 days before my order was supposed to go in. And when I turned around and looked at that little box behind my seat, I still had 10 brochures there ready to give people. And I said, oh no, what am I going to do? So I got this bright idea. Molly, the girl with no money, who never has any money to spend on anything, but it's okay because nobody knew that. So I said, I had all these bills sitting in my front seat, right? That had not been paid. May I add? I'm just going to add that. Had not been paid. Probably like 3 months worth, but we're just going to say bills. So shut up, Laura. Don't judge me. I see you judging me, Laura. Stop it. I had no money. Anyways, so I took, you know how when you get your bill, they give you the letter, the thing to return that, you know, now I pay everything online, but then you had to mail all your payments in. So I took one of those envelopes out. I licked it. I sealed it. I put a return address on it, and the post office was busy. I mean, it was like swamped with people. We got the busiest daggone post, and they never have enough people. It's like Walmart, 87 places, but 2 open. It's just like that. It's horrible. So I said, okay, I can do this. So I took all 10 brochures. I stuck them in my purse, and I took this one envelope that did not have a stamp on it, and I said, I'm gonna go in there like I need a stamp. And I'm just going to try to give this out. I'm going to try to get these brochures out. There must have been, I swear to you, no less than 15 people in line. They had that thing that you go around like at the bank. And I thought, oh, this is great. So there was a lady who came up behind me. She obviously had been in the same lines I was in. And she was yelling and cussing. They only have 5 booths up there, but no, 2 are open. But everybody's walking around here like they ain't got nothing better to do. And I'm thinking, man, she is mad. Oh my goodness, she's mad. And I'm holding on to this envelope that's got no check in it, no stamp on it, because that's my reason for being there. So she's talking, she's going, I just can't believe this. And all of a sudden, I kind of reached down in my bag and I took the Avon brochure out and I kind of had it like this. And I took a deep breath And I turned around and I said, you know what? I'm with you. I don't understand that either. I mean, don't you feel like it's at Walmart? I said, I feel like I'm at Walmart too. And I said, you know what? Rather than you and me sitting here being angry about it, I got an Avon brochure here to pass your time away. Would you like an Avon brochure? Would you like to look at an Avon brochure? She says, oh, Avon. I love Avon. She says, yes. She goes, oh, I used to get all suddenly she all nice. And she like, I just love it. And I said, I know. I said, and what's really great is there's like almost 200 pages in here. By the time you get done, there'll be like 3 people in front of you. You'll be good. And I said, and I had, hold on, let me show you what I did. I know, I'm talking more than you probably want me to. Look, see the Post-it? I had a Post-it on all the outside of my books. And I said, if you put your name and phone number on that, I'll make sure you get one every campaign. I'll drop it off at your house, or maybe you just want to put your address there. I can just drop it off for you. And she said, really? And I said, yeah, just here's a pen, just fill it out. And I said, and then I'll make sure you get one. She did. She stopped scraping. Okay. And she's looking at the book, and I thought, okay, this is crazy, but I'm on to something. As I'm talking to her and I turn around and I'm so excited because it's one book, so I got 9 left. The lady in front of me says, do you have another Avon book? And I'm like, oh yeah. So then I'm kind of, yeah, I got another Avon book here. Would you here? And I said, do you want fill mine out? Now she said, no, can I just call you if there's something I want? I wasn't going to argue with her. I said, absolutely. I said, but if you really like what we're showing in here, feel free to call me on the number on the back. And I said, and I'll make sure you get a book every campaign. And she said, okay, I'll do that. She's got one, right? So then the lady 4 up, she's like, how about me? Why are you leaving me out? And I'm like, I never dreamt this was going to work this way, but okay, this is good. All of a sudden, I'm like 2 people from the front. Here's the key. I'm bring my wallet in. I got I'm supposed to buy a stamp. I ain't got nothing with me to buy the stamp. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, because here I am. I got 5. I got 5 brochures left to get away. So here I am. I'm waiting. I realize I'm going to go up there. I ain't going to have no money. So I go up there and I tell the lady I need a stamp. And then I said, oh my gosh, I did not bring my wallet in. I cannot believe I did not bring my wallet in with me. Of course, the lady behind the counter is like, and I'm thinking, you don't like your job and you really need to sell Avon, so you will like what you do. And I said, but it's okay. Don't wait for me. Wait on these other people because I'm going to go get my wallet. I went outside, got my wallet. I'm thinking at the time, what was it, 37 cents? Yeah, that was that. 37 cents. And I'm in my little cup holder in the thing like, I know I got 37 cents in my wallet. I got to grab 37 cents. I got to get this stamp. I get that money out. Before I get out, I had a sign on my car that said Avon. 2 other ladies said, can I have an Avon brochure? Do you have an Avon brochure? It's the first thing they say. They never say, hi, are you an Avon lady? Can I have an Avon brochure? Sure you can, no problem. I go back in. I have 3 books. Here's the key. I grabbed the other books. I had the books here, right? And I'm sitting there trying to make sure I really have 37 cents and I didn't do this wrong. And I'm like, okay, this is good. So in the meantime, I have it. And before I get out of line, those books are gone because people saw the Avon brochure. I was so scared to go in, to say anything to anybody. And if you notice, the conversation was not about Avon. The conversation that started all of this is about the post office not really doing their job. And what I could bond with that, I got it. I thought, I hate it when this happens. Now, out of that 10 brochures, I only had 2 people order from me. 2 people. This is what I want to tell you. Both of those people still order from me, but one of them work at a doctor's office in Waldorf, Maryland, that services 13 doctors, that has hours all the time. From that last check, I have 23 customers in almost 14 years. Okay, customers outside who now that doctor's office will let me go place brochures on their tables. So when people are waiting, I just take the brochures, drop them off. The 4 nurses who still buy from me that are there. One of the girls had sold at one time and then she left and went somewhere else. So then I became their Avon rep again. It was a flow. I don't know if you know, and look, that hasn't happened to me 100 times, but had I not stepped out of my comfort zone, it wouldn't have happened. Even if it's at the bank and it's the teller, hey, is it okay if I leave this with you? Maybe if you're on your break, you'd like to look at it. Most people are not going to say no. They're going to take it. And even if you're not able to get their name and number or their address, you have to put it out there. If you don't, success is not going to just fly to you. You've got to go after it. And I don't personally know all your goals. I don't know what brought you to Avon, but you know what brought you to Avon. If you're that person that you're okay with just getting the discount, I've got news for you. You're not on this call because you just want to make the discount. Because people who just want the discount just get the discount. You're on this call because there's something else you want and you think this can help you get it. I'm here to tell you, going from $8 an hour, which is the most that I ever made in my life before Avon, and seeing a W-2 from both companies where the total is only $19,000 to getting a 1099 from Avon this past year that was $89,000. I think it was worth every week of the 14 years because I felt like I was never going to be self-sufficient. I felt like I was going to have to be dependent on other people for the rest of my life, and that was the worst feeling ever. Now, it didn't come without struggles, and it didn't come without me having to put myself back up on the horse many times because I wanted to quit because it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. And it didn't come without customers leaving me or customers who were a horror to work with at times. But you hope that the good stuff will outweigh the bad stuff. Most of you got the daily care bundle package. Now, this is only available to you for 7 campaigns. So again, if you've been in longer than 7 campaigns, this doesn't help you. But if you have been in for 0 to 7 campaigns, this package here is $19.99. And even if you don't find 7 pieces for $19.99, it's a $65 value. I always tell my new representatives that I talk to personally, I say, you need to get one of these bundles for yourself if for nothing else. Have you looked at the catalog? Do you realize that you can sell all these pieces separately for whatever the catalog is selling it for? So let's say you find the Skin So Soft lover and you've just paid $19.99 for all of these pieces and they want a bottle of Skin So Soft and it's on sale in the book for $14.99, $12.99. Seriously? Do you realize what you just made on the percentage of that? I love this. It comes with, is it a hand cream that it comes with? Let me see here. Yeah, it comes with a hand cream, the moisture therapy, the body wash, which is absolutely amazing, shower gels, the bath oil spray, the bottle of Skin So Soft. I mean, guys, these are signature products with Avon. And now that they've got the Skin So Soft sample packets, which, by the way, you normally get one of those sample packets in the business builder thing, which is really cool. So you'll love that. We've been after them to do samples for that forever, and now they do. This is a great sell. If you find somebody who loves Skin So Soft, and believe me, they're out there, They absolutely will buy. And you know what? You can demand the price then. Let's say that it's not on sale and it's $16. Do you realize that you could say, well, I know it's regularly $16, but I have one bottle available and I can sell you that bottle for $12. What? Yes, you can. They love you. They think you're the best representative out there. And then they go and tell 5 more people. We like E.F. Hutton. Do you remember that commercial a long time ago? They tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people. I feel like the majority of my customers are people who I have met one-on-one, or they have said, I was at the hair salon and my stylist, Darlene, said, you are the Avon lady and I need to get my Avon from you. I bet I have 14 customers from her because why? She lets me put the brochures in there while they're waiting for their color to do their thing or whatever. They're looking at the Avon brochures. And when they say, oh, I love Avon, she's like, have I got the girl for you? Darlene gets to try all my new products. She loves makeup. So when we had the new contouring stuff just come out in 7, I was like, hey, girlfriend, I got a contouring stick for you that I know is going to work. And by the way, I got that little shimmer contour stuff too. I know you wear it, but this is yours. Thank you so much for letting me leave my brochures. Businesses are huge in this business. I got to tell you, huge. If you know somebody who owns a business, if you go to a cleaner's, if you go to a doctor's office, if you have a lawyer's office, what is the difference between your Avon brochure being there and Red Book or Cosmo with all the slut reading in it? You know what I'm saying? All that smut stuff in there. Our stuff is clean and it will get them clean. So it's good. So the thing is, a lot of times I just leave it. People say, ask. And I'm like, I don't unless I know somebody. I don't. This is what I do. I'm like, I put a little label on there. It says, take me, I'm free. So, okay. You know how when you're reading an article and there's a great recipe or something you want, and you know you just want to tear that recipe out of the book. And for all you who follow me on Facebook, you know how I am with recipes and cooking. So if there's something I can take and redo and make it my own and make it great, I'm going to do that, right? Well, I remember in the day, I'd be like, I really need that recipe, And you just want to nonchalant tear it out, but everybody in the waiting room can hear you as you're tearing it out. I give them permission to walk out with my brochure. I'm like, take me, I'm free. Take me, I'm free. And they're like, yeah, I'm taking it. It's free. See, they're like celebrating being able to take it, which is pretty awesome. Do that. Think about it. When I leave a grocery store, I take a brochure and I leave it in the cart. I don't leave them in 8 carts because then they're going to be like, why are you leaving all your brochures in the cart? But when it says take me, I'm free and it's 1 cart, what happens is they think somebody left it there. Take me, I'm free. It then lets anybody else take it. I'm free. When I go into Target, the clear literature bags, which again, if you're getting my package, you're seeing a picture of it on one of the attachments, 50 of them for 80 cents. I stick them bad boys in a bag. I go into 2 of the stalls in the bathroom. I hang it on the hanger where the purse goes. When they come in and clean it, they never see it. And when somebody goes in to use the bathroom in Target, they see, take me, I'm free. I just gave them permission. So when I say, where did you get my brochures? I love to know where people are getting them. And they say Target. I'm like, oh, they was in the bathroom. I know where they was because that's the only place I put them. I know this stuff sounds crazy, but if you're that person who doesn't want to talk to somebody right now, if you're just not going to step out of that comfort zone, these things can bring you great reward if you do them enough time. People, oh, well, Molly, what if somebody yells at me? Are you going to melt? Are you going to like wither away? I mean, think about it. I always say when you go into a mall and all these people are sitting outside their stores and they got 58 samples for you to try, but you get a headache from the perfume and you don't want to try it. And you like, no, I'm sorry. No, I really not. Do you see those people fall on the floor and disintegrate or just they can't stand it because you told them no? No is a word in this business. It is a word in this business that we have to get used to. And the thing is, every no you get gets you closer to your yes. It's the most exciting thing out there that now I'm like, how many more no's is it going to take? awesome. I know my yes is due. It's due. I cannot stop until it's ready. I know it sounds crazy, but if you don't have fun with this, if you don't challenge yourself with this, where are you going to go? My girl, Lisa Rogers, who is in my first gen, is always saying, Molly, Molly, I got to get serious and I got to do this. And I'm like, well, girl, take some brochures with you because you run more miles than I will see in my lifetime. So you got to run across benches. Set one of them bad boys on a bench and say, take me, I'm free. You would be surprised when they have to tie their shoes what they would do. Lisa knows she's got to say, I'm gonna do something to fit this into my life. Because here's the key. Things I was telling you about, like the post office, guys, if I had to go sit on a street corner, if I had to have parties at home, if I had to do those things, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. This wouldn't have been success for me. It wouldn't have been. What would have happened is I couldn't have done those things. And I would have felt like a failure because I couldn't. The key to my success still to this day is whether it's my brother who gets stricken with cancer and he loses his home and I have to move him in with me when I was leaving the state. So now I have to stay and I have to see him through this. And then you think he's going to be better and he beats that. But then he has heart issues and he has to have open heart surgery. Suddenly I realized this business allows me to work everything around my life. Yeah, I've had to give up some things. I've had to make some sacrifices. But the one thing that never let me down was my Avon business. When it seemed like everything was going wrong, I could say, I just need to concentrate on my business and I need to get books ready. I want to increase my sales. I want to bring some more people on my team. I want to get this done. And the point is, no matter what has come into my life, Avon has always been there. I've never been one to just put it on the back burner. I'm going to tell you one other story about leadership, and that's what this one is about. This one is about you getting to know me, some practices I've done. And hopefully this is going to get your mind working so you can think, how do I do this? When I was in my 5th year of Avon, my oldest had just graduated. My now wonderful husband, Lee Bibb, got him a job at his fiber optics company. My son was very happy there. I was still working my full-time job. I had given up my paper route by then. And I got a call one day when they were at work. And Lee said, Earl was just rushed to the hospital. He was working on a job. And the tool he was working with, it was a high-power air tool. It revered back, it hit him in the eye, it shattered his protective glasses, and he said, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what damage it is. They were in Baltimore. I was in Southern Maryland. And I thought, gosh. So I rushed to the hospital. They were shipping him up to Johns Hopkins. And because it was his eye, he was going to be seen at the Wilmer Eye Care Center, which is which is the leading eye care center in the world. When I got up to the hospital, I couldn't even recognize my son. It had shattered every bone around his eye. I couldn't see his eye. His face was swollen. They didn't know if he was going to lose his vision. He had many surgeries to put a steel plate underneath his eye. He had to have the lens in his eye replaced and had to make a decision like, do you want to be nearsighted or farsighted, because we can't do both. And I had to take him back and forth 87 miles a day one way to John Hopkins and Wilmer High Care Center to have his eye pressure checked every day once he got out of the hospital for 4.5 weeks every single day. And my main job was obviously not too happy. I had no sick leave. I was what's known as now a gold leader in Avon. And I can remember Earl was having his third surgery, and I was up at the hospital, and I was getting a lot of crap from my boss, who, by the way, was my brother, if you can imagine that, who never thought this thing was ever going to be anything but a little lipstick thingy. Laughs on him, right? But he was giving me crap. He wanted me there. He understood, but it was very frustrating. And I didn't make that much anyways. I was thinking about the bills I had coming in, and here I am sitting in the hospital, and I look at my bank accounts because I know I have to stop at the bank. I have to have money to go through the tunnel. And I realize there's been a deposit made in my account. And the deposit was for $834. I'll never forget the amount. And what I realized is during those 4.5 weeks that I was supposed to put in 2 orders. 1 order went in. My customers knew. They were very understanding. But I had a team then of probably about 210 people on my team. And while I was going through this, my team was working their business. And my commissions off what my team had done for those past 2 weeks was $834. I never had to show up a day during that process, but Avon's residual income took care of me. My car payment was going to get made. My car insurance was going to get paid. And guess what? We had pizza that weekend. So it was pretty amazing. A light bulb went off my head. I said, why in the world would I ever walk away from something where I truly was the boss? That the business kept working even when I was not able to work. This is the capacity that this company has, that if you truly choose what you want, top seller and leader, average seller, leader. For me, I chose the leadership residual income part to be my top thing, because what I figured out that at 41, I didn't mind running around delivering 78 orders. But right now at almost 55, I kind of don't want to deliver 78 orders. I'd rather them order on my store. But still delivering 40 or 50 orders every 2 weeks. I'm still performing in Honor Society and above. Sold $21,000 worth of Avon myself. But yet you guys, now let's jump ahead 7.5 years. So it's 7.5 years later. $20,000 worth of Avon I sold personally, and my last check with Avon was over $2,200 for 2 weeks. I know you're saying, Molly, 14 years. No, guys, you're right, 14 years. Do you know in 10 years what my checks are going to be? I am nobody special. I have no college education. My mom died when I was 16 from pancreatic cancer. Had no relationship with my dad. And I obviously sucked at relationships for a long time because 17 years of marriage and I couldn't make it work. Come on. I had everything going against me, and I could have used every crutch not to be successful in this business. God had something more for me out there, but it was up to me to reach out and grab it. Avon is my vehicle because people like you, and you can be exactly what it is you want to be. You can be as successful as you want to be. You can show all those people who say, you're never going to do anything with this. I didn't. I don't know why you're wasting your time. Well, how much have you sold now? What have you been in it? 4 weeks? What have you made? Believe me, I heard it all from the people who should have been the most supportive, the people I'm taking care of to this day in my house. It's amazing how that karma comes around. It makes me smile every single day. Every single day. It's okay. You got to decide what you want. I need you to know that the leaders and myself, we are here to help you. We're here to help you work a plan. We're here to help you make goals so that you have something to just say, this is what I want to do, and to tell you what probably would help you meet it, okay? But we need you to reach out because we're not mind readers. If you don't want to, I'm going to be very blunt. Don't waste my time. If you don't waste my time. I'm not going to work it for you. That you ain't going to learn nothing if I do that. But I am here to tell you we can do this. As a team, my team has shown exactly what they can do. 1,700,000 in a year. Dude, that is nothing to sneeze about. We got people on this team who rock. We got people who want to rock, people who are on this call tonight, and that's why you're here, because you want more. If you want more, I need you to reach out to your leader. I need you to reach out to me. If you want a one-on-one Zoom with any of us, we are here for you. We are here for you. We will do this. If not, it doesn't mean that you don't want to be successful. If you don't, you ain't got to have all that. You can take anything we're sharing and you can make it work for you. That's what I want you to do. I want to know what you're doing. As we go through the next 5 weeks of this, which will be less about me and more about what you need to do. Next week, we're going to go over placing the orders, how to put customers in there, how to follow your customer history, that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you the best way to organize your business in that order area so you know what to do. If you've already taken this one, you may not want to come back and take this again. It's going to be pretty standard. You never know. You might get another funny story or something. I never know what I'm going to remember when I'm telling you guys this stuff. But make sure that you send me the email, okay? You want to send me the email. We want to make sure that you're introduced, to the bundle so we can get the bundle out. I want to make sure that if there's something that you need, something that you're struggling with, even though it's early, because most of you are newbies, we're here for you. We're here for you. We want to help you get over that hump. But if you don't throw the crutches away, that you don't quit saying, oh, I'm bothering that person. I don't want to call them because I'm going to look stupid. I ask every question that was probably stupid in the Avon history. I am not stupid. Thank you very much. And look where I'm at because I ask. It's a good thing to ask questions. You never get your answers if you don't ask questions. So I hope to see you next week. I am going to be sending last week's and this week's call by YouTube to everybody. So if you ended up having to jump off and you didn't get to watch the end of it, you'll be able to go back. You'll be able to see the replay of this. Anybody who's a leader, the leader call is going to happen in about 40 minutes. If you're interested in leadership, you need to be on our leader calls. I'm just saying, man. You think we have fun here? You wait. Oh, hi, Lupe. Look at that little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I get all caught up with kids. Stop it. I got grandma mentality now. It's wrong. It's just wrong. So, anybody got something to say? Anybody got something good to share? Somebody got something. They're like, yeah. I got them waving. Oh my gosh, I love it. No, good, no, nothing. I mean, gosh, guys, come on. I mean, it doesn't got to be Avon. I mean, aren't you glad you're breathing or something? Or
I got my sticker in for my car. I'm excited about that.
Well, yay. I'm excited to hear that. That's awesome. Good. Got the sticker in for your car. Oh, by the way, if you need any help with stuff like that, where to go? Like, are you looking for signage for your car that's affordable? Are you looking for business cards? What are the best places? Please reach out to the leaders. Please reach out to us as leaders so we can tell you. I'm telling you, that sign on your car, I I had a lady outside today. She pulled up right in front of my house and she says, I live right in your neighborhood. I'm like, what? She says, well, I had an Avon lady, but she quit about 2 months ago. And I remember seeing your car here. Thank you, Jesus, because I don't walk around with a business card on my head. So that was a good thing to have. Signs, it's not that they bring stuff by consistently, but they don't know if you don't tell them. So if you have some type of signage on your car, that's a really, really great thing. If you have business cards, it's a really great thing. Mainly, if you have brochures, it's the most awesome thing in the world. Just saying, because brochures get it done, okay? So you guys got nothing else for me? Everybody good? Everybody shake their head in unison.
Molly, I have a question for you.
Okay. Hi, Lisa. I was
Hi,
picking
how are
on
you?
Lisa tonight, so we're gonna let Lisa pick on me. Go ahead, baby.
No, actually, it was about that leadership call. You don't have to be in leadership to be on the call.
Lisa, you don't. You know what? Look, I only send it out to my leaders, people who are promoters and above, as far as in an email.
Mhm.
But in the group, I open it up to everybody because if you're interested in what we are doing and what different leaders are doing and what we're going for, I want anybody who has a remote want to even think they could like leadership to be a part of that. So
I'd like to be a part of it.
Not to, I try not to say, no, you're not, you don't have nobody, you can be on the call. I try not to be that person.
Okay.
So so you just click the link in there for that call if you want to in the group. And if you're not in their Facebook group, why not? That's what I got to ask you. Why not? You should be on Team Onward's Facebook group. Look it up. Answer the questions. What leader are you under? And be in that group, because when something important happens in Avon or you need somebody to kick your butt for the day, I'm your person. Okay? I'm your person. You need to be in there. So
I have something to tell you.
Who said what? I didn't.
Laura.
Laura, hi, baby. Tell
Hey,
me.
you were talking about your comfort zone. I know I posted something on Onward.
Okay.
I stepped out of my comfort zone, and it was hard. You were not lying. I hit up 9 businesses to leave books at, and all of them said yes, but one. They said the owner will not allow it. But I also got to speak to 5 different people that I would have never spoke to. And one of them is my son's teacher.
Wow.
So I'm hoping. No, I'm not going to say hope. I am going to make sales. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. See, but Laura, I know it was fearful, but don't you feel like, was it after it happened, did you feel like you could exhale and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that?
Yes, but it felt like an adrenaline rush too.
Yeah, it was. Without the drugs. It's great. Yeah, without the drugs, it's good. Yeah.
It's like you want to do it over and over. It's like it's addictive.
Yes, it is. I like that. We're addictive. We're not a cult, but we're addictive. I just want to know that.
But I wanted to say that because I know some people, I saw their faces when you were talking about the comfort zone thing. Yes. And I'm just still new, so it was.
But
yes, exactly.
This, Laura, this is huge. And what's funny is all you got to do is just get your toes wet. You know where, just get your toes wet on the other side. Don't take a leap. Just get your toes wet. Dip your toes in. And before you know it, you've just expanded it another inch. And you just got to keep at it. If you only do it one time, you're not going to stay there. But Laura is living proof. 9 businesses. A kid
I'm shocked too. I'm probably one of the shyest people you'll meet. And I had to do it. It's something that told me, you're not going to go nowhere if you're just going to sit back and hide.
That's right. I love that. You're not going to go nowhere if you just sit back and hide. Yes, I love that. That's good. That's good. I love that. That is good. So anybody else? I mean, I'm sitting there looking at you. I know y'all got something to say. You just ain't brave enough yet to say it. Get out of your comfort zone. Next week, we're going to open it up again. I want to hear you say something. Lupe did, though. I got to give it Lupe. Lupe, you said something. Lisa, you on the money, Lisa. I just got to get them brochures in your hand, girl. That's all. Get them in your hand, giving them out. This can be done. Stick with us. Look, we have a lot of fun in here. I can't do this and just be business-like, so y'all, it's just not who I am. If I can't, cut up and tell you the stories that you're like, I can't believe she did that. See? That's what I'm saying. It's amazing what being broke will make you do. And I was broke. I was nasty broke, ew, don't want to talk about broke. And Yeah, that was me. Hot mess broke. That's what I call it. Hot mess broke. That was me. I'm still a little bit of a hot mess. I'm just not completely broke. It's all good. So so let's work towards this. Let's work towards this. Let's have something to share next Monday. Same bat channel, same bat time. We are going to talk about another structure of ordering and all of that good stuff. We're going to get through this. You're going to think it's simple by the time we get done. We are going to make some things happen. But remember, I can't make it happen for you. You must put what we share into action. And even if it doesn't work the first time, you need to go back and do it again and go back and do it again. And every time you're going to perfect it and you're going to figure out what works for you. That is what makes successful representatives in this business. Okay? So for those of you who are going to be on the leader call in a half an hour, I will see you there. The rest of you, I will see you next week. And if you need something in the meantime, don't wait till next week. Reach out and touch someone, not literally because they may get all offended, but reach out and touch us by text or phone call or email or something. I love you guys. You are my heart here. I know I got the other Onward group. They are adopted family, but you the real deal. Y'all blood. Y'all Avon blood. You my lifeline here. So I will see you guys in a week, okay? Take care.